Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope each and every one of you are having a great day wherever you are. As you can kind of see out the window, all our snow has already pretty much melted. The very next day, I mean, one day we're covered in like 6 inches of snow, and the next day it's like a balmy 40-something degrees here. So, you know, I guess that's just the weather you get in the South, huh? Anyway, so today I thought we'd talk about just how do you get that perfect wheel tire fitment for your car. Now, when you're searching for a wheel tire combination, you could be looking for lots of things. And so for me, I wanted to maintain the stock diameter of the wheels as to not get too much of a speedometer error. And so there are different ways you can do this. Now, I mean, there's the first way you can go about it is you could just get on the forums and look it up and see, you know, people that have run different combinations, and that's a good place to get a good start. And if you're not, especially if you're not like trying to do something new, or you just kind of want a new look and go with something that's already been done before. But if you just want to get it just down to a science, so for instance, if you have an all-wheel drive car, you need to keep the rotating diameter of all 4 wheels as close to equal as possible. I mean, a slight variation of a couple millimeters is fine, but much more than that and you could cause problems for your system. So you definitely want to do that if you have an all-wheel drive car. And you also, obviously, you want to make sure that you're not going to rub your fenders or your suspension. And there's a number of tools online to help you pick the right combination that you'll need just for that perfect fitment for your vehicle. So, and I've got 2 that I really like. It's 1010tires.com and willtheyfit.com, and in a minute I'll kind of show you how these sites work. So I like 1010 Tires one because it will give you all the specifications of your stock wheel, and it really gives you a good starting comparison. And then I like Will They Fit because it will tell you your approximate speedometer error and what your reading would be at 30 miles an hour and at 55 miles an hour as well, I believe. I don't know, there's two readings that'll tell you how off you'll be. And I really like that about them, and it will allow you to compare the stock setup side by side, but they each have their limitations, and I'll get into that in a minute. So that's why I like to use both of them. Yeah, so one way, you know, you want to kind of get an idea of where your stock wheels lie in relation to your suspension and your fenders. And to do the fenders is really easy. You can just kind of eyeball it, or you can take like a quarter and tape it to a string and then tape that to your fender, and it's kind of like a gravity test. And then you can measure how far that quarter is from your rim, and that will basically give you the how many more inches or centimeters or whatever you have to go until you'll rub your fender. But doing it for your suspension requires a little more work, so you can kind of get under the car and have a look, or you can just kind of get behind it, kind of get an idea by looking at your suspension if you can see it from the back of your car. And that's kind of where like seeing what other people have run helps out a lot. So if other people have done it without problems, then you kind of have an idea of where to start, and that's a lot easier than, you know, trying to measure the inside of your wheel to suspension. But if you want to try something new that you can't find anyone that's run it, that's probably a really good idea. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to use 1010 Tires' calculator to figure out your diameter and all of that stuff. And then I will show you willtheyfit.com and kind of its neat little side-by-side comparison that it has. And all of these will take into account sidewall height, even tire stretch. And then I guess if you're trying to run like a big drag radial, it would account for bulge and all of that. It's really neat. So yeah, let's go look at that. So here, a quick Google search for wheel and tire fitment 1010 Tires will lead us to 1010 Tires website, where you can look up your stock wheel for your specific car by using the year, make, model, and sub-model. So we use 2009 BMW 328i, 4-door sedan, and then base, and it will give us all the information about the stock that we need, including width, sidewall height, diameter, and all of that information. So now we have all the information we need to compare it to the wheel tire combination that we are going to run instead. So we'll use what I'm running on my car now. So here we can compare it to the rear tires by going to by tire size,
And I don't know why the drop menus aren't showing, but they aren't. So we'll go to 255 for the width, 35 for the section, and 18 for the diameter. And this will give us all the information we need. As we can see, the diameter is slightly higher, but within an acceptable margin of error. So this is an acceptable combination as far as diameter is concerned. Now we'll change it to the front, so 225, 40, 18s. And as we can see now, it's basically the exact same. Not much has changed at all. So these tires will match, so it'll be the same basically in all four corners as far as diameter is concerned. So another alternative website we have is willtheyfit.com. Now this website will allow you to compare side by side. So we're going to go ahead and we'll compare the stock factory size of my car. So we're going to go 205, 55, 16. They're 7-inch wide wheels. And I'm not 100% sure of the offset. 40 should be about accurate, so we're going to go ahead and use 40 as our number. And then we'll compare it to the front size of the tire. So we'll put in 225, 40, 18. So we got to change it up a little bit here. And we'll go with, make it 8.5 width. That's the width of the wheel. And the offset is 35. So we're going to enter that and hit calculate. And as we can see here, we go from a diameter increase of a little over 7 millimeters, so not even quite a whole centimeter, so that's pretty acceptable. Circumference only changes by around 16 millimeters, so once again pretty acceptable. Poke, I guess that means that it will stick out that much further. Insert, I guess that's about how far in it will go. It even goes as far as to tell you an approximated speedometer error, and it says that mine would be negative 0.83% of accuracy, so I guess that's how much slower I would read. So reading at 30 miles per hour with the regular tire setup would be 30 miles per hour, and it would say 29.75 with the new setup, and that's all within acceptable error. It goes on to give you some more, saying I'd gain 2.65 millimeters in ride height, which is approximately nothing. And say I'll also lose that much in fender gap. So then we can go and change it to the rear wheels, the same process, and it'll just give you new information. The thing about this setup is it does assume that all four wheels will be the same. So take it with a grain of salt, but this is a nice setup because it allows you to compare them side by side.
Alright guys, well that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for stopping in, and if you like this video, leave it a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Like I said in the previous videos, we've got that suspension coming real soon. I just haven't really had time to do it. It's probably going to be next weekend because I've got my daughter this weekend, and to be honest, I'd rather spend the time with her than swapping a suspension on my car. But I don't have her next weekend, so that's probably what I'll be doing with my time. So look forward to that one. I really can't wait to get that thing on here. It's going to look so good. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.